Looked like he was doing some type of rituals. She was 14 when Jay-Z flew her to the U.S.
The global entertainment industry is currently facing its most severe existential threat as the 2026 Epstein file releases continue to tear through the ranks of the A-list elite. While the focus has largely been on political figures and industry titans, a nuclear bomb has just been dropped on the music world with reports that Rihanna's name is allegedly connected to the newly unsealed documents. For years, Rihanna has been the ultimate symbol of independence and bad girl success, but these unverified social media claims and newly surfaced files are triggering a massive reputational cratering. As the digital trail suggests connections to third parties involved in the Epstein network, Rihanna is reportedly losing control of her narrative, and fans are digging into a past that many now find horrifying to contemplate.
The newly released 2026 era Epstein-related files or images show a connection to Rihanna. Context of allegations. So rumors allege that a third party who had contact with both Epstein and Rihanna is connected to the documents. Other online chatter has suggested without confirmation that Rihanna may have unfollowed Jay-Z on social media following the release of these files.
The digital trail of this latest controversy begins with the early 2026 release of unredacted files from the Department of Justice, which reportedly show a connection between Rihanna and individuals deeply embedded in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. While the claims remain unverified, they have ignited a firestorm of speculation regarding a third party who allegedly had contact with both Epstein and the Fenty founder. This isn't just standard gossip. It is part of a systematic pattern of industry associations that the public is now analyzing with a wiser and more critical eye. Rihanna, who has always been seen as a mastermind of her own brand, is now being linked to a character study of malignant darkness that she may not be able to market her way out of. Online chatter suggests that Rihanna may have already dipped from her high-profile associations, with reports that she allegedly unfollowed Jay-Z following the release of these files. This noticeable wedge between the industry's once inseparable power players is a major red flag for fans who have long suspected there were shameful secrets behind their collaboration. If the Queen of Barbados is distancing herself from the man who discovered her, it suggests that the unredacted truth is far more catastrophic than a simple professional disagreement. The Dragon Alliance that once dominated the charts is in a state of panic as the receipts of their shared past are brought into the light of day. The most agitating part of these allegations is the suggestion that there may be film or images that have yet to be fully unsealed. Commentators are pointing out that being mentioned in these files often implies the existence of evidence that was meant to stay contained forever. For a star who has spent decades building a lavish lifestyle and a nice girl marketing image for her beauty brand, this reputational cratering is a breaking point. The public is no longer accepting the nothing burgers provided by the industry. They are demanding to know what the hell she was doing and who the third party connecting her to the island really is. For viewers, the irony of the situation is that Rihanna's own squad of supporters is beginning to fragment. While some are riding at dawn to defend her, others are pointing to the lyrics and videos of the past as a smoking gun for industry rituals. The character study of her rise to fame is being rewritten by a public that is sick of the faces of the elite being protected while victims are ignored. Rihanna's reported loss of control is a reflection of a larger final reckoning for the entire celebrity niche, where perceived status is no longer a shield against the horrifying reality of institutional corruption.
He says she was 16 years old and she ended up going into like a hotel room or something with some men, some people in the industry, I guess, who had her sign a contract at like 3 a.m. And they say 3 a.m. is the devil's hour. That's what they say. I'm just giving y'all the news that I was reading and that I was reacting to. All right. Now, everybody knows, or you should know by now, the whole connection with Rihanna and Jay-Z. The whole Def Jam thing. It was also rumored. And remember, these are rumors. Everything I'm saying is alleged, hasn't been proven. But make the decision for yourself. They were saying that incident with Chris Brown and Rihanna, when they had that fight, had to do something with Jay-Z.
As the Epstein files dominate the headlines, the public is revisiting disturbing stories about Rihanna's entry into the music business, specifically the infamous 3 a.m. contract signing. Reports have long circulated that a 16-year-old Rihanna was reportedly flown from Barbados to the US and kept in a hotel room until the early hours of the morning to sign her life away to industry titans. This Devil's Hour signing is being reframed as a masterclass in exploitation rather than a fairy tale discovery. Fans are now asking whether this was the moment she was led into the squad politics that would eventually link her to the Epstein network. The connection to Jay-Z is central to this shadow war of information. While he has always been praised as her mentor, the unsealed files are casting a malignant shadow over their relationship. Rumors suggest that the 2009 incident between Rihanna and Chris Brown may have had something to do with Jay-Z, a claim that adds a layer of institutional bullying to an already horrifying history of violence. The selective reporting of that era is being challenged by a public that now sees patterns of behavior where they once saw random drama. The nice guy branding of her mentors is being burned down by the reality of their sneaky and manipulation tactics. There is even a darker rumor circulating that a 14-year-old Rihanna was passed around in Saudi Arabia before her official US launch, a claim that, while unproven, is being discussed as a potential victim narrative. This character study suggests that many of the stars we idolize were actually victims of force who were given a lavish lifestyle in exchange for their silence. If Rihanna was a client or a victim, the unredacted files are the only way to find the fairness and right outcome for a career built on such shameful associations. The reputational cratering isn't just about her, it's about the dirty game of the entire industry. For the industry, these resurfaced stories are a nuclear bomb for the brand Rihanna image. The masterminds who authorized her rise are being exposed as puppets for much darker bosses who remain invisible. The selective outrage over the hugging set or sexy outfits of other stars feels like a nothing burger compared to the horrifying allegations of 3 a.m. rituals and island visits. The public is wiser now, and they are looking for the fault lines in the lovely family image she has tried to project with A$AP Rocky. The dragon is officially out of the cave, and the unsealed truth is looking like a horror film.
The connection with Jay-Z and Rihanna, him being with her when she was young, or meeting her when she was young, and it was alleged that they might have had something going on. Always, my little, the thing I look at, the thing that makes me go, is you go, okay, let's say this stuff isn't true. The whole, did Jay-Z ever have, an affair or mess around with Rihanna? Let's say it's not true. Always gets sketched out when I look at the fact that Rihanna and Beyoncé have not did any
One of the most
together.
bizarre aspects of the industry's squad politics is the long-standing lack of collaboration between its two biggest stars, Beyoncé and Rihanna. For over 15 years, the two have existed in the same plural unit of Jay-Z's influence, yet they have not did any work together. Analysts point out that a Ba-Rihanna collaboration would have broken the internet, making their total silence a smoking gun for an internal power struggle. This noticeable wedge is being reframed as a mastermind effort to keep the two stars separate, possibly to prevent a unified front against the bosses who pull their strings. The unsealed Epstein files are reportedly deepening this distance, as Beyoncé's camp panics over her own 12 million follower loss and Jay-Z's inclusion in the documents. If Rihanna is indeed unfollowing her mentor, it signals the end of the squad as we know it. The loyalty that kept the industry contained for so long is being replaced by a calculated retreat for survival. Beyoncé and Rihanna are now hostile witnesses to each other's legacies, as the reputational cratering of their shared mentor threatens to take them both down. The mastermind tactics that once made them icons are now the very things crushing their futures. This shadow war between the two camps is a character study in how the elite handle a reputational cratering. While Beyoncé tries to contain the damage through great memories and silent long games, Rihanna is reportedly losing control as her name appears in the most horrifying context possible. The selective reporting of their beef is being overwritten by the unredacted reality of the Epstein investigation. They are no longer competing for perceived status on the charts, they are competing for reputational survival in a courtroom. The Dragon Alliance has been exposed as a business strategy that has finally reached its breaking point. For viewers, the realization that these icons may have been puppets in a malignant game is heartbreaking. The squad goals they marketed for a decade were a nothing burger compared to the institutional bullying occurring behind the scenes. Rihanna's reported snap and her decision to distance herself are a backfire against the very system that made her a billionaire. The masterminds are in panic, and the voice of reason is finally being heard in the comment sections where fans are demanding answers. The golden couple of the music world is officially in retreat, and the unredacted files are the final win for the truth.
Looked like he was doing some type of rituals. I don't know. But Rihanna's name being mentioned is more so what took place. You know? Was she involved in anything? Was people doing things to her? Was it part of? Because I feel like in this industry, in order to stay relevant and stay on the top, you're going to have to do certain things. That's why all these people seem very strange and odd, and it seems like a lot of them don't have social skills unless they're talking to other people in the industry. But when they talk to regular people like us, it seems a little off, little weird. You know, they go to a restaurant and the car's outside and they're like rushing to the car, blocking their face. They don't even want their face being seen. It's a lot of weirdness that goes on in the industry. So I guess the question is, what the hell was she doing? And who is this person that, or who is the person that she's allegedly connected to?
The unsealed Epstein documents are shining a light on the strange and odd rituals that reportedly define the top tier of Hollywood. From rituals involving A$AP Rocky to the Devil's Hour contracts, the masterminds of the industry appear to have a shameful history of selective outrage and manipulation. Rihanna's name being mentioned is being viewed as a pointer to the price of admission for global fame. Commentators suggest that in order to stay relevant and stay on top, stars are forced to participate in a hostile environment that strips them of their social skills and turns them into bizarre villains in their private lives. This systematic pattern of behavior is what Jamila Jamil recently slammed as institutional bullying. The nice guy marketing of stars like Jay-Z is being exposed as a thin veneer for a character study of malignant darkness. The receipts show a world where everyone is in on it and where nobody would ever know was the official motto. But as the 3 million pages are unsealed, the masterminds are realizing that their dragon status cannot protect them from the backfire of their own calculated plans. The reputational cratering of Rihanna is a warning that no amount of expensive lawyering can hide the unredacted reality of the past. The public is now analyzing the body language of stars in old interviews, looking for the sneaky and manipulation that defined their careers. They are seeing that the lovely and innocent image was a masterclass in PR, while the hostile environment of the industry was the actual reality. Rihanna's reported loss of control is a result of this final reckoning. She is no longer the hero of her own story, she is a hostile witness to a system that hijacked her life when she was just a teenager. The dragon has left the building, and the human cost of fame is finally being tallied in the unredacted files. Ultimately, the Rihanna and Epstein connection is the ultimate breaking point for the celebrity niche. It shows that even the most powerful and independent stars are vulnerable to the shadow wars of the elite. The squad politics and the nice guy marketing have led to a character study of malignant darkness that can no longer be contained. As the 2026 trial approaches, the world is finally seeing that the true source of dysfunction wasn't the rivals but the plural units that refused to take any damn accountability for the shameful rituals that powered their rise. The masterminds are no longer heroic, they are exposed.
You know, like a lot of people on this list are looking at each other going like, bro, I thought this would never come out. I thought they said we were good. Shit, man, because I remember when we were both there and we saw when they were, that's what's going on. They're like, shit, is it in there? Did they find out? That's what's happening behind the scenes. You know, everybody going left, right, left. And no, man, this is just straight up evil. And then you got all these victims out there who names and faces are, and it's like, that's why I said on that other video, what's next? Who's going to jail? How do we move forward from here?
The media's selective reporting of Rihanna's fallout is undergoing a massive shift as the unredacted details from the DOJ files go viral. Journalists who once praised her Mastermind branding are now forced to analyze the sneaky and manipulation that kept these associations hidden for so long. The backfire from the 3 million page dump has ignited a conversation about institutional bullying that even the Queen of Fenty cannot market her way out of. The reputational cratering of the music elite is officially heartbreaking to its fans, as the receipts prove that the golden couple of the industry were part of a hostile environment of malignant darkness. Reports from February 2026 suggest that the final reckoning is just beginning, as the public demands answers that the camp refuses to provide. The mastermind tactics that kept the squad politics alive are now the very things crushing their reputations. The selective outrage and the unredacted text threads from the past have proven that the lovely image was a manufactured reality. The breaking point is the moment the world realizes they can no longer market their way back into the good graces of a public that has finally seen the truth. They are caught in a character study of malignant darkness that they wrote themselves. The shift in public perception is the final nail in the coffin for the Mastermind era. When your own fans, the people who bought the story of your heroic rise, are now unfollowing you by the millions, the game is over. The selective reporting and the unsealed documents have proven that the dragon tactics were used to silence the victims and hijack the justice system. The masterminds are in panic, facing a future where they are defined not by their music, but by the shameful reality of their associations. The victory they sought has become a horror film of their own making, and no amount of marketing martial arts can save them now. Ultimately, the unsealed Epstein files serve as a cautionary tale for the celeb niche. It shows that when you build a career on influence and squad politics, it cannot survive the unredacted reality of institutional betrayal. The dragon tactics and the mastermind maneuvers have led them to a character study of malignant darkness that they can no longer hide. As they face the final fallout, the world is finally seeing that the true source of dysfunction wasn't the puppets themselves, but the plural units that refused to take any damn accountability for the harm they caused. The masterminds are no longer heroic, they are exposed, and the reputational cratering is the only victory the public is willing to accept.
Here's a comment. She was 14 when Jay-Z flew her to the U.S. without her parents. That's key right there. They said 14. I thought she was 16, but whatever. Still young. Without her parents. Parents like, go live your dream. Go make your money. Once you make it, give us some. Just letting their kids go. They're saying she definitely started out a victim. Rumors are she was passed around in Saudi Arabia first. That's rumors.
Rihanna's supposed evidence of being a bad girl boss has exposed more about Hollywood's institutional bullying than her dragon status ever could. The unsealed files and the shadow war for her reputation have turned a legendary legacy into a case study of reputational cratering, raising doubts about why the Epstein bosses were ever part of her squad at all. Fans have called it a heartbreaking betrayal of professional ethics, pointing out how the mastermind narrative was used as a shield for a targeted smear campaign against the truth. It's a reminder that perception can outweigh truth until the unredacted receipts are brought to light. Before choosing sides, we have to ask how many dragons we defend because they look heroic, not because they've actually taken any accountability for the malignant darkness they've helped to protect.